Hello, everyone, and welcome to another race in the Insanity. That is week 7 of the ALTTPR League Season 4. We are doing co-op info share Randomizer, and we start with boots because the best thing to put on enemies that you don't know what they are and what they're doing is the ability to go fast and nothing in front of you to save yourself. I'm Hammerbro, and in the booth I'm joined by Vexer441. How you doing today, man?
VXR, thank you.
Not bad.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. How about yourself?
I'm good. All right, good. We got Chijobi's cropping fixed. Oh, Hammer and Link's house. Good start.
Yeah, Boomerang in the Sanctuary and Hammer in Link's house, so we do have a stun option and an early weapon that does a decent amount of damage.
Interesting palette shuffle on Dante's side.
I'm just kind of amused by the fact that
Sailor and
the palette, the palette shuffle is pretty much the same on Sailor Neff's side too.
All right, we got Ether out of Bonk Rocks. We'll see if that's important later on.
And with these boots in hand, we do not need a bomb for Back's Hospitalist Closet. $70 not being bad, but the mail upgrade, that is going to be nice.
Yes, and Lumberjack Ledge was useless.
I'm waiting for just like the slightest bit of divergence because these teams have both done the exact same thing so far, and it's really cool to watch, actually.
All right, we have a green pendant Hera, a regular crystal, and Eastern, and I missed Guzzert.
Yeah, unfortunately, I did not grab it in time either.
We got a Stalfos in here. That's always fun.
Yeah, one of those situations where you're really happy for the blue mail, because otherwise those things are doing 2 hearts, and when you start with 3, it's not ideal.
Alright, Zero Rush is gonna head into front of Escape, and Sailor Nup's gonna go there too.
Yep, so far we have the people on top grabbing some bombs, and it looks like Dainty's going to grab a fish here. That's going to be good for our bottle vendor. He'll give us some stuff, which is incredibly useful to start with.
How much do you get for this?
I want to say it's just like a handful of stuff.
Oh,
you get some
like,
rupees,
okay.
full, yeah. They're just general supplies. PSA, he'll also give you $100 for a gold bee in a bottle, so that's nice.
Nothing in the well. Oh, nice. You gotta deal with one of those things, I forget what they're called, in that one room right before.
Yeah, babusas are not fun, also known as shadow enemies. Yeah. They're not fun. Unless you have a hook shot, then they're not too bad.
So I got trouble, but oh wait, no, we're checking the kid here. And a lever for the big key.
So far Kakariko kind of being disappointing.
Yeah, just the bottle, and that's it.
And Sick Kid didn't even have the common decency to give us something good for it.
Alright, what chaos are we gonna see in Coco Shack today? Well, you need, not too bad.
Now, that mini Helmasaur can get annoying if you're not careful, but other than that, it's not going to be a problem. Sailor Neff making quick work of mini Moldorm cave. Hopefully there'll be something in here, maybe. Hey, there it is.
Hey, nice. Another bottle?
And a bottle with something that could be remotely resembling useful in it. That's nice. Whoa, that was a nice dodge.
Those hurt.
Yeah, I want to say even on blue mail, those are doing 2 hearts, so that would have been GG's.
Did Dante check race game, or is he doing this blind?
I believe this is a blind check. Which, honestly, with as little as has turned up otherwise. Oh, that's nice.
Zora, I'm gonna get closer to Zora.
Meanwhile, Sailor Net making good use of those boots because you don't really want a fake flipper and Randomizer if you can at all help it.
Nope.
Like, everything's fine until there's a red guard, and then it's just not fun at all.
And Waterfall Fairy is pretty explosive today.
Yep. If we'd had a shovel on one hand, it would have been the bomb diggity, but as it is, we're short that side.
Let's see what Hobo gives us. Just 20 rupees.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. Zero Rush trying to sneak by that Beamos, but not getting the frames right and just getting a little too high. So that's going to be Ice Ride Cave still outstanding for those guys. You know, I think this is the last check that we have that's in logic.
Yeah.
Glove, right? Or, I mean, it could be a book or a flute, but I feel like glove is most likely.
Yeah.
Oh no, we haven't done anything in Eastern yet, so there is that still as
Alright, Eastern.
As a possibility.
And that's where Sailor Nep's going. Oh, it's a sword.
Swingy! Zero Rush giving Ice Ride Cave another try. It's just going to get 10 bombs over here. Goodness gracious, these guards. Alright, well,
key.
yeah, there's a really big key, yeah.
Yeah, making good use of ether with that sword.
Yes, absolutely. That is perhaps one of the best parts about having a sword and Randomizer, is that if you've got a medallion, you can use it. Interesting thought here. Eastern not requiring the bow. There's the glove we were looking for.
There is our Dark World access.
But still not much else, and really nothing in the way of health. Like, what in the world? The game at least handing us an early blue mail, but with our highest health total being 4 hearts right now, this Dark World could get interesting.
Absolutely. There's a compass, and that tells us what the boss is. What is that? Cold Stare?
That looks like a Cold Stare. I believe you're correct, yeah. And with that vanilla big key chest being behind a dark room, that's another thing you're not necessarily going to be all over doing in Randomizer is dark rooms with enemies. Hello, Lionel.
Nice.
That's
okay, 5-6 on TR and pod, and I missed everything else.
Skull Woods was a pendant. That's all I got for you. So we do still have one more pendant out there, I believe, since you grabbed both 5-6s and we've got the green pendant.
Mirror and Hive Cave.
Yeah, Hive Cave handing us a heart and the mirror, and I'm pretty sure that Sailor Nep is going to say yes, please to both of those.
Okay, ice is the other pendant, according to chat.
That's the advantage of having nearly 500 eyes on the map, is that somebody's going to catch it.
Got some rollers here.
Yeah, they're not in the greatest spot. Like, I want them like right at a screen transition. I want there to be a very happy surprise. And that's a nice bow sitting in K45.
Yes, it is.
Alright, so with Sailor Nep going this way towards Village of Outcasts, I wouldn't be surprised to see Dante grab that bow and then head towards Pod, potentially. Oh, Sailor Nep changing her mind there, so maybe Sailor Nep goes towards Pod.
Apparently I got Lamp off a dig game.
That's a really nice thing to have in Randomizer.
Yeah, those dark rooms are not fun. The race I commentated last night, they never found the lamp.
Oof. And honestly, it's a huge flip-flop because, like, Meyer dark rooms don't really get any scarier. But that Eastern dark room, either of them, honestly, maybe not at all. And you definitely don't want to go try to do Dark Cross unless you're feeling really, really brave through that snake room, because there can be a whole sort of things over there. Zero Rush going to give us our first check of Magic Bat with that powder getting grabbed in Eastern.
And just some arrows.
I'm not gonna lie.
And roller here. That's gonna be fun.
You know, so that's a pretty nice combination there. Alright, so Zero Rush going to be the first one into Village of Outcasts proper, as Sailor Nep is going to be heading up the mountain. Not a bad call. With the hammer and mirror in hand, that does put all of East Death Mountain into logic, as well as Green Pendant Hera, if you really want to. All things told, that old man Dark Cave not being as bad as it could have been, but we had, the lamp, so of course it wasn't bad.
Right. I think Zero Rush is actually going to give us Skull Woods first.
Yeah, 2 items in here, but with how quick you can generally get to them, it's not a bad call to just knock them out. Especially because I've seen the fire rod stuck in here more than a handful of times.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not double 2 Beamoses.
what do you call crosshairs if they're laser beams?
I don't know.
It was just like shoom shoom. Nice shot by Zero Rush there, and that's a really nice piece of game knowledge. Something that you're probably more than passingly familiar with. As we get an ice rod in the back of Escape, I believe that was.
Yeah.
All right, let's get ready for try next, guys. But yeah, he knocks his die to a singular bomb, so keep that in mind if you're stuck in a room with one.
And looks like Vitreous is in Hera.
Why is Vitreous always in Hera? I mean, is it just me, or is it always Vidi or Cold Stare in Hera?
What was that boss in Thieves Town?
I have no idea.
Mothula, okay.
Okay. So that's friendly. And actually, Thieves Town becomes a really interesting play in Randomizer because you don't have to really do anything in the back. You can do the front four and then go straight to the boss, and then kind of play the gamble of, okay, do we want to do, are there enough items left in those 3 checks that we want to go back and get them?
We found both items in Skull Woods.
And it seems like Thieves Town not being overly forthcoming with items here.
Alright, time to fight Mothula.
Yeah, and this one's not bad. With no spikes in the room, it's 4 hammer hits and then a toasted moth.
Her escape completely useless.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. This seed not seemingly being a fan of large quantity checks. Kakariko had next to nothing. Hype Cave wasn't terrible. Nothing in Paradox. At this rate, I'm waiting for somebody just to go check Catfish out of spite.
GGW now going into Hera. And Serenep's gonna do Pod now.
Yeah, not a bad
Makes
idea.
sense.
Yeah, without the flippers in hand and no mitts, that's pretty much all we've got left. And Skullwood's just having everything drop out of the ceiling.
And first Justin Pod's the key.
That was so rude.
Those pokies and a roller.
And another pokey. And another pokey. Pokies in triplicate.
Oh, that's a sword on bumper ledge.
Yeah, hopefully we'll find a cape sooner rather than later. Would also be nice to have the cape for, invulnerability purposes.
There's the hook shots.
Hook shot. That doesn't really do anything for us. Not going to say no to it, but it doesn't really do anything for us.
Yes, the Randomizer does include bosses. So there's the flute. So it's full boss shuffle, which means 3 bosses will be duplicated. But we don't know which 3. Because there's the 3 boss refights in Unit's Tower.
Yep. Full boss shuffle essentially means you get 7 singles and 3 doubles. Good luck guessing which those doubles are going to be.
Of course, the Aghanims aren't shuffled. And there's the Fire Rod. Alright, so we don't have to worry about surprise Trinex today.
I feel like without half magic, we might still have to worry about surprise Trinex, and at least with a fighter sword. Depending on the room, that fight can still be. I'll just say fun. Let's just say fun.
Yep.
The really interesting thing about a full boss shuffle, though, is that it might as well be chaos, because usually by the time you're climbing GT, you haven't seen enough bosses that you can really narrow it down too much.
And we found myths in the Dark Maze. Yeah, this pod's got quite a bit of stuff.
I can't say I'm too surprised. It had to be somewhere. Did we see what the pod boss was?
I missed it if someone checked it.
I assume that Sailor Nep did, because she grabbed the big chest and then just saved quit. Which, given the pod's a crystal, I imagine that you'd come in here and complete it if it was something that you could, finish out. So I guess we're probably looking at either a Cold Stare or a Trinex, if I had to guess.
Also, yeah, maybe a Trinex, or maybe Armos Knights.
Well, no, because we got a bow in hand, so I feel like you just take that out.
Okay.
I could see it being a Vidi, though. I mean, because even with the bow, that would kind of be a
we already have a Vidi and Hera, but that doesn't mean there's not going to be 2 of them.
Exactly.
Alright, Dante's activated the flute. Let's see where he's going to go now. Looks like he's going to go to pod as well.
Yeah, and with all the stuff that's here, as Zero Rush is just kind of staring at the 3 pokies and Crystal Roller, like, how about we not? Everything's here.
Yeah, get the Fire Rod so you can beat Cold Stare.
So at this point, we obviously need a sword, or a cape. A cape would get us a sword, so I guess that counts. Man, pen gators take a lot of damage. Also, wouldn't say no to a cane of Samaria at some point. We're gonna need that. And then maybe a medallion. Probably a medallion, unless they're both ether.
Oh, Dante gonna do the hover. Very nice.
Yep, gotta live up to the pug. I'm sorry. The duck does not work in pod.
Nope. Or does it work in the Dark World at all? Except for after I get 2.
Nice. That's Stelphos being a sure shot. You know, I've always wondered what they throw. I assume they throw an arm bone, but Dante wasn't finding that humorous.
Alright, so I'm just gonna check the mire area. Well, there's a shovel in pod.
Every time I look over at somebody's screen, they're just going through the first room in pod here, and it just makes me so happy.
Yeah. Where in pod was the shovel?
I want to say it's back here, but I might be wrong. I want to say it's back in this dark maze, but, you know. Never mind.
Oh, harmless hallway, okay.
Gotcha, okay, that makes sense. And yeah, as that room showed there for Dainty, some rooms are just made for invulnerability items.
Alright, so I'm now in the back of desert. I don't think we found either item.
And chat pointing out,
torch.
I think Titans missed the shovel, so maybe a miscount in terms of pod keys. This turtle room is really a hookshot room.
Alright, let's see what boss we have. I think the compass is on the boss here. It's Argus.
Wait, so I wonder why Sailor Nep didn't go beat this boss then.
And we have blinded deserts.
Nicely done there. Meanwhile, our two top runners are sitting here having fun with Fighter Sword Argus, which they're probably wishing it was Master Sword at this point. And yeah, this is a huge difference with Ganon's Gone Wild not having any magic, just having to resort to fighter sword spins, which take 8.
Yeah.
And yeah, good call. Compass on the boss. So I guess it was just a situation of Sailor Nep not feeling like going to go beat that boss. It's kind of an interesting forced double dip. And yeah, with the ability to beat every boss in the game right now, let's go take out Eastern while we're at it.
Oh, silvers. Would have been nice for... Oh, never mind.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, it would have been nice, and I remembered, oh, right, it's Randomizer. We didn't fight land moles in the desert.
I mean, either way, it's nice to have silvers before we run into the obligatory Vidi, because I'm sure there will be another one.
Oh, there's the mushroom in Checkerboard Cave.
Okay, so that's all the fetch quests in hand. That shovel's really going to be something to keep an eye on, though.
Yeah, because if that aids to, like, Quake or Flippers, that could be huge.
Yeah.
Two Arcanators and Super Bunny.
Flippers, Samaria, or one of the medallions could be absolutely enormous.
And we saw that Quake is the Meyer medallion.
Yeah, or even a sword at this point could be huge.
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at TR here. TR is Ether, so yeah, we're definitively requiring Quake, Samaria, and Flippers, as Zero Rush does a really, really good bow Argus fight there.
Another sword and hookshot cave.
Well, at least we got one.
Alright, is GCW going to go back into Hera? No, they got a fire source.
This is a terrible room.
Thank goodness we got Ether.
Yeah, no kidding. Like, it's not bad in terms of, taking out your health or anything, but it is, yeah, I wouldn't want to be in this room without a medallion.
And Zero's gonna... Where did we find the book?
Oh, crap. I remember finding it. I don't remember where.
Oh, the chest game, okay. Oh, those eyes already wanting to get as far away as possible.
Yeah, Ganon's Gone Wild doing some great spins here to do just a bunch of damage. And then the other half of Vidi not being fun. Yeah, time to take out the arrows. Not a bad call. And Vitreous making a sizable deposit into our bank account, but not giving us anything other than that in a green pendant.
And this is going to be Spike Cave for GGW.
You know, I feel like the seed is pushing us towards what might be the worst dungeon in Randomizer, in my opinion. Ice Palace. Like, I can just see Flippers and Meyer now.
Alright, we're gonna see what Ether Tablet gives us. Some mobs. And we're gonna get Swamp, it looks like.
Yeah, with Flippers in hand, that does work out. And I definitely would prefer doing this over a Pendant Ice Palace. I just feel like Pendant Ice probably has the progression, if our luck runs true.
And Danity's Flippers will be coming right. Oh! An unfortunate fall.
I'm blaming that one on you.
Wow.
Hey, commentator's curse the thing.
Swamp is a crystal. Yeah, and it says C on the screen, on GDW's screen. There's the Cane of Samaria.
And I think at this point we're just looking for Quake.
I believe so. This diver down is going to be fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we may have to do this the intended way. This chain champ too.
And of course there's an anti-fairy in a narrow hallway. Thankfully we have the powder for it.
Let's see what the green pendant gives us. Another bottle.
Is that all 4 of them?
Yes, it is. I think there's 2 items on left side swamp. Or 2 in the big key. Oh, that's what we have left. Oh wait, I'm miscounting. Never mind. Nice rollers there.
So we're not going to find another Mothula, at least.
Okay, book not useful today for progression. Okay, so there's 2 items on left side and an item in the big chest.
Alright, so Samaria was in Swamp. And then TR probably being our next place here in terms of largest amount of item density.
And there's Quake. There's our go mode.
Alternatively,
Although, well, in no mode, because I like Baby still needs to find the flutes.
yeah, so both teams still needing a handful of items here. Fire Run Flute on Big Boot side. And then Quake, which should be found in a second here, and Samaria, which should also be found in a second here on Titan's mid side. Well, assuming Dante comes back in for Quake, I should say.
Oh, I found the Cape and Thieves Town, so that'll get us another sword.
So this is kind of interesting, because with Dante doing left side first, there's only going to be 1 item in Swamp left.
Alright, and this is going to be the flute for GGW. And as presumably get the Fire Rod off Graveyard Ledge, and then that should be their go mode.
Yeah, so at this point, it could very easily all come down to whether or not Dante does. So this is interesting, because Dante either has to complete this or come back out and go back in. Because Dante has flooded the key.
This really does not want you to dive her down today.
Okay, so now Dante will be able to... Oh, never mind. It's a bad time for a fairy.
So yeah, Dante had to reset. Alright, let's see if... Try it again.
And that's a good call there. You walk out and walk back in, and now it'll be reset, so you'll be able to go get that key, I believe.
Yeah.
So yeah, this is kind of interesting. With Dante's swamp woes here, I'm not certain that he's going to come back in and get Quake.
Yeah.
Which takes the advantage that Big Boots has and turns it into a rather significant one, honestly.
And Zero's gonna try to do a diver down. Nice. Oh, here's Bombos and Meyer.
That's honestly not a bad find, because we still haven't gotten our hands on half magic. And there might be another cold stare somewhere.
By that area leading up to purple chest. And just get 50 rupees for it.
Yeah, at this point, about the only super useful thing we could find is half magic or another sword. Yeah. Or the cape, which is functionally finding another sword. Although I guess Sailor Enough has the cape, so yeah, I feel like we're probably not going back for Tempered at this point. So
yeah, on the back of Thieves Town, that's got cape. And a vanilla big key in Meyer. And Dante can't do it from the left, on the right. Yep, he's just gonna go do it the intended way.
Yeah, this dungeon definitely telling Dante no diver downs, please.
Zero should be getting chased back into the other screen by that roller.
Yeah, that's definitely one of those situations where Randomizer is going to take its pound of flesh, whether you like it or not.
Yeah. Alright, what's our boss here in Meyer? It's Trinex. Oh, that's not fun. In Meyer.
Let's call it unideal, at the very least. I do like how the entirety of the goo changes colors, though. That's kind of enjoyable.
Okay, you got 3 potions, 2 blue, 1 green, so CGW should hopefully be fine here. Then you're gonna use the ice rod on this one. Alright, you got rid of the heads at least. I never commented on the first room in Meyer. That is quite a room. And of course, Bombos, which would have taken them out, is in here.
I'm pretty sure Ether works too, unless I'm mistaken. And yep, with Sailor not finding the Quake Medallion, Dante has turned right around to go grab that.
Yeah, this is now go mode for both teams. Yep, 3rd time into Swamp, unfortunately. Oh yeah, Serenap's going to be able to get tempered from the bumper ledge. Because she's the only one that has cape. You definitely go into... I mean, Dante and GW, I'm sure, definitely going to go get the silvers from Desert. At least make the Ganon fight bearable. Because you don't want to be doing Master Sword Silverless when you know where other Sword or Silvers are.
Yeah, most definitely.
Yeah, we're just seeing runners retrace each other's steps, then we'll most likely see them converge in Turtle Rock. And both of I Like Big Blue still have to do Eastern.
Yep, at this point it's the kind of sprint along the way that you hope you can find a sword or something at, but just keep moving and keep forgetting that in Randomizer the item drops in the center of the room, which can really get you if you're not used to it.
Oh! And no fairies, unfortunately.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. And man, this front is just not... You don't really realize how many of those blobs there are in Mire until they're not blobs. Unfortunately, that Ether Medallion is not going to work on that Lionel.
A nice blind fight from Dante. And a nice Trinex kill for Sailor Nap.
Yep, darn near synchronized bosses for the Titans miss. And Dante about a mire behind Sailor Nap at this point.
Yeah, so she will be the first one into Turtle Rock.
Yeah, meanwhile on the other side, Zero Rush is going to need to complete this and then run through Eastern real quick. And Ganon's Gone Wild is going to need this one and then a really fast Thieves Town. That was a really clean room without a medallion.
Alright, and right at the 1 hour mark, Sailor Nap has entered Turtle Rock.
Yeah, the dungeon that you can't really go mode no matter how hard you try.
We got a fire bar right off the bat. No, it's not a ped seed. We're in go mode on both sides. So GGW is in Skull Woods?
Yeah, this might be a mismark.
No, hopefully GGW notices the P on the screen. Cape was in the back of Thieves Town.
Unfortunately, with that... Well, wait, hold on.
Okay, I think you just realized.
I think that may have been a music check, honestly. Because, like, walked in, heard the music, and then walked out. Because I don't think that was quick enough to see the P. You know, so far Turtle Rock not being too bad, but the kind of fun thing about Randomizer is that since Turtle Rock usually has some of the worst enemies in the game, it doesn't end up being terrible.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, on Dante's side, Trinex is really doing some dancing here with these three heads.
Sailing Up will be able to skip Laser Bridge here.
Yeah, that's a really, really nice...
A nice roller.
Never mind, I was gonna say nice, but that roller just changed my mind. There's nothing nice in the seat, forget it.
Oh, a nice spike blocking the bridge. Right, it's still gonna check Laser Bridge anyway, see if something shows up here.
Yeah, half magic is worth it. Another sword would be worth it for Dante. Feeling like that's about all we're gonna find here.
Dante's not going to Thieves Town to get a cave. Oh, there is a sword. Okay.
Well, now Dante's definitely not going to Thieves Town to get that cave. Did we see what boss is here in Turtle Rock, or is it going to be a surprise?
I don't think we've seen anyone checked.
Alrighty. How about a Moldorm?
Yeah, we haven't seen a Moldorm.
I haven't seen an Armos. Yeah.
Oh, okay, here's good. And with Silvers, this will be a really quick fight.
What fight? Alright, so we don't have a bot, but we do have a game. 22 locations in the basement of GT. One of them has the big key. Go ahead and get your guesses in chat, 1 through 22. VXR, what is your guess?
I'm gonna guess 7.
Fair enough.
Simultaneous TR openings on Dante and GGW.
Yeah, and Zero Rush going to be right behind. This is going to be a relatively close set of finishes, I believe. I'd definitely say it's Titan Smith's race to lose at this point, but GT routing can be weird, so Sailor Nep can pretty easily sink, 5 or 6 minutes into GT. That Big Boots would be a good guess away from being able to skip some of it, at least.
Yeah, I guess Dante's still got to do all of TR.
Yep, and then you run across wonderful situations of, the Gauntlet with Randomizer, which, while with their current level of equipment, probably isn't going to kill anybody, it also might end up, killing your time a little bit.
Absolutely nothing in Hope Room, so we gotta go left.
All things considered, that's a pretty convenient spot for a Terrapin.
And the Big Keys and Dark Magician Room.
Hey,
That was number 7. Oh, I got it.
Oh. Yeah, and not only did you get it correct, you're also the only person to get 7. So, yeah, GG's.
My fake internet points.
You get a lifetime supply of Randomizer. Starting with this seed, get on it. I hate those enemies, those desert enemies, because they don't do any damage. They're not useful for anything. But man, if you don't time it correctly, you're just waiting 5 seconds.
Oh, that's a lot of BMOSs inside of there.
Then you start asking yourself as you get pinballed around the room, what's the plural form of BMOS?
I say BMOSs. Alright, we're gonna go to the safety room.
BMOSs, BMI, death. It's all accurate.
That's a good one. Alright, first room of the gauntlet is 4 mini Helmas. And then 4 mini Moldorms.
Alright, so what's next? What other mini enemies do we have?
4 mini Moldorms and mini Helmas.
Just a combination. Alright. Let's do 4 Henoxes. Another enemy that you might... Oh, we're doing guards.
4 cards.
I love with the palettes being what they are. Sometimes you have to look at something like a guard or an Igor and think to yourself, what color is that supposed to be? I feel like after Swamp, every time Dante saw a spike, he's just kind of like, ugh.
You know, about those mini Moldorms, mini Helmas, we have not seen Moldorm or Helmasaur King.
Give it time. We have, one more.
Ooh.
Oh! Speaking of pinball... Okay, alright, cool. I was saying, it's always mildly terrifying when you walk into this room and there isn't an enemy. Your brain just kind of immediately goes through the, okay, what can I not see? Is it a Stelphos? Is it a Wallmaster?
Right. The sprites up here are all messed up.
Yep, Sailor Nep has eventually reached the end of the Matrix.
Oh, hi, it's a second cold stare.
That would do it. And at this point, you're kind of thinking, yes, please, and thank you to that Bombos medallion, or else you're using all of your magic to get in here.
No need to check the validation just when you got gold sword and silvers. Yeah, I'm gonna use the cape here. You don't want to get wall mastered here.
I feel like it's not even about getting wall mastered. There's just I've never seen a layout of this room in Randomizer that's allowed for the clean dash. So you just don't even assume you're gonna get it. You're not going to. Just put on the cape and take your medicine.
These patterns are not favorable. We could have gotten a triple there.
Yeah, another pattern that's not too bad here. Nicely done. Yeah, Dainty just going to go ahead and use that hook shot. I don't blame him. Mini helmets are a pain in the butt to deal with, especially when they're in droves. Is that a pesto fact from Ganon?
I don't know. I was just looking at chat. We missed a raid from SpeedGaming 7. Apparently that's a thing.
Oh crap, I'm gonna have to update my speech now. I didn't know there was a SpeedGaming 7.
Oh, yeah, they're gonna have to update all their layouts too at the start of the streams.
You know, we didn't talk about the vanilla land mode too.
No, we didn't.
I guess you have to have one vanilla boss, right? And Sailor Net being short on magic. Oh, this is going to be interesting, because I presume by the drop there, she does not have any potions either. So we're going to have to take a quick run to the witch's hut. And there is just enough money to grab, I would presume, do you just grab a blue and use it, or do you grab a green and then another green for backup?
I guess 2 greens. Oh, well, there's a red. Okay, oh, the red rupee's not really going to help out.
Well, yeah, you could use the red. I mean, if you wanted to grab it for a red goo, I guess. But yeah.
All right, I'm gonna use it. All right, not gonna buy another.
And Sailor Nep getting a little bit ahead of herself there. And all of a sudden, this has turned into a little bit closer of a race. Oh yeah, and then Dainty not having...
He's out of magic.
Yeah, not having combos, so having to expend the entirety of his magic bar on this Gold Surf fight.
Yeah.
Do you know if he has another goo?
Alright, and since I'm gonna have to take a fall, the Ganon patterns are gonna be all different this time.
Do we know if Dante has another goo? Because if not, that's gonna be that's gonna have to be a trip to the witch hut for him too.
Wait, when I said SpeedGaming 7 rated, I was looking at the SpeedGaming 6 chat. I had all those SpeedGaming channels open on different chat tabs. I wasn't looking at the SG5 chat when I said that. Whoops. And there we go.
right, so now for the question. Does Dante have another blue or green goo on hand? Meanwhile,
Sailor Nap has finished in first place with a time of 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 4 seconds. Okay, so he did have a potion.
And just a piece of art in that validation chest. Nice dash strats here from Dante.
Alright, and I got 2 down for GGW. Zero should be heading right into that 2 now. And there we go. Alright, and Dante finishes in second place with a time of 1:17:55. So that's an average of, I'd say, about 1:17 even.
Yep, 1:17 and half a second. Good call.
Both runners of Violet Big Boots are on their Ganon fights. Alright, now just 4 silver arrows for GGW. Didn't quite get a double there. And that will be it for GGW. And the final time, 1:19:27, and just as GGW is finishing, Zero Rush is about to finish as well. And the time, 1:19:42.
Alrighty, and we are joined in the booth by the Titansmith. GG's to the both of you.
Thanks
thank
so
you.
much. And
GG's,
GG's to
guys.
the other team. This was a really fun one. I like the way it flowed. Stressful, though. Very stressful.
Yeah, certainly some interesting enemy combinations for sure.
Yeah, I remember at one point early on there just being a bunch of rollers in a very awkward spot. I'm thinking of the room and pod with the big roller and all the pokies bouncing around.
Yeah, and then the game didn't really want you to dive her down.
Yeah, about that. That's I felt like I lost us the race at that point. It probably took me 7 to 10 minutes just to kind of reel the tilt in from just not resetting the Swamp Palace correctly and thinking that I would have enough time to pull that off. Obviously, big miscalculation. It was a huge time sink. But yeah, luckily we recovered. I'm not really sure what their route looked like, but we were feeling pretty good until I messed up Swamp.
Well, look on the bright side. It says something about your normal, average, everyday play if you have trouble remembering how to reset Swamp when you mess it up like that. It's something you don't want to be in the habit of having to recall.
Yeah. But yeah, mistakes like that. I mean, those are huge time sinks. When you're playing Zero Rush and GGW, that's not, you don't want to hemorrhage 10 seconds, anywhere if you can. I mean, these guys are obviously really good. There's a big chance we'll see these guys again in the playoffs. So, yeah, it's just I'll have to watch it back and see kind of what the difference here was.
That'll be exciting. I'm looking forward to it.
I feel like this seed pretty much said, okay, we're going to put pretty much everything in pod. Okay? Yeah, just go over there.
Yeah,
Pod
hookshot
was
and
such high value.
other stuff that I can't remember.
Yeah, hookshot and mitts
Right,
being
the
there.
mitts.
We had considered going there right after getting that mirror and then bow out of 45, and then just not being in like a boss kill mode kind of made it a little more off-putting, just in case. Like, so maybe we didn't have to double dip it. I think around that time was when Nep decided to go to the mountain, and I was just clearing up like the overworld like in a full pass. But yeah, it would obviously hindsight, after you play a seed, you know where to go, so you could say just go here. But yeah.
Yeah, from a routing perspective, it made sense to put it off for a little bit because we already knew there was that cold stare in Eastern, so ideally we would have wanted to be able to combo the clears together if we could. Which we could have, well, Dante got to. I didn't get to because I didn't rush up to Graveyard Ledge and King's Tomb first. But, you can't know until it's too late.
Yeah, also, I feel like in terms of checks, you run into pod, especially with the bow in hand, like you had mentioned, rather than going and doing two kind of off checks like that.
Yeah. And then, I guess I could have potentially killed the boss of pod the first time, but since I still didn't personally have the rods, and with them just having been freshly found, and the compass being on the boss, I couldn't take that risk with me still having to come back and clear Eastern later, so it was an easy decision to leave after getting the items.
That makes sense. I was curious about that when I saw you mirror out, and then I was like, well, it's probably because there's a couple bosses you still can't clear, so if it was a cold stare or a Trinex, it would have just been, off the table. Then you've made that huge time sink for nothing.
Exactly. Now, if Eastern had been a pendant, or if we had been in a situation where we'd been able to kill that boss earlier, then it might have been a different decision where I do take that risk, but knowing I have to come back to Eastern, I'm just gonna eat the extra travel time. Easy call.
Yeah, that absolutely makes sense. I wasn't even thinking about Eastern when I did that, but there's a reason that you are racing an Invitational League and I'm not, so that's definitely a good call.
Yeah, I thought we had a really good idea. Nep was like just near the end, like you get out of Swamp and head to TR. Like the progression's bound to be there, and then to go get that last item. Then Swamp just made me come back for a third time. I was so mad, but
yeah, we thought that was pretty funny. It was one of those things where I didn't want to leave the check, but I figured he'd had a rough time with Swamp and needed to make up some time, so it made sense, given just the odds of it being there, to have him go ahead and leave. And unfortunately, it just worked out the way it did. Couldn't do anything but just laugh.
And plus, it's also sometimes a situation of like when you're racing with a teammate, sometimes even if you're potentially leaving something behind, it's worth it just to get their head out of that dungeon. Just get out of there. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I've definitely had it happen where I'll struggle with like an early game moth, and my teammate will be like, "Look, just leave it. If something's on moth, heck it, we'll get it later. Go do this instead." And it just kind of helps me clear my brain so that I stay away from being tilted. Because that spike in swamp was so stupid.
Yeah, usually it's offset just a little bit, and you're able to do it. It's just a complete brain fart, but you know, that's totally on me. But thank you guys for doing comms and tracking this. I know Restream Space is at a premium this week with Speed Gaming Live going on, so thank you guys. And looking forward to a little bit of a break here before playoffs.
Yeah, that's right. You guys have a little bit to calm down and recollect and get ready for some of the interesting modes that are coming for playoffs. I distinctly remember a co-op cross keys something, if I'm not mistaken.
Cross keys is one of the modes, but I don't think it's co-op.
Game 2 in each series is cross keys, and then Game 5 is co-op info shared veterans. Do I have that right, Danny?
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah. And then Game 1's casual boots, and then Games 3 and 4 are like choices between Ambrosia, Swordless, Open Heart, MC Shuffle, and Open Heart Randomizer. With Chaos Boss Shuffle.
Whee!
Yeah, with the league, we'd like to have obviously a little bit of variety, and something for everybody. And just try and have fun along the way. That's the main goal. But yeah, thank you guys again. I'm gonna head out for the night.
Thanks for having me. Take care, everybody. Good night.
Of course, you too. And GG's to all 4 of our runners. Since they so graciously mentioned our trackers, shout outs to both Lady Laura Linda and Jinxie Girl, clicking the buttons as fast as they can in an Randomizer 4-person race. That was insane. They did a great job. The tracker's been being a tracker, but shout outs to both of them.
All right, so with that, I think we're going to wrap things up here. Have a good night, everyone.